Hello everyone and welcome to a game that just finished from the Champions Chess Tour CrunchLabs Masters Tournament. It's a rapid game between Fabiano, Caruana and Alireza, Firouzja, and yes, the game is only 9 moves long. And to make matters worse, it's the oldest trick in the book. It's been called the 100-year-old trick, and I've already shown a video on it I think a month ago. Only they went into a different line. They deviated into well, sort of a better position. But here Alireza just falls for the main trick, and yeah, I mean, okay, it's one of those things. If you haven't seen it, you don't know it's there. But now, yeah, he will of course forever know that it's there. So let's check it out. For those of you who haven't seen it, you will be amazed. So Fabi with white opens with c4. We have pawn to c6. Alireza opts for the Caro-Kann setup against the English. We have knight to f3, pawn to d5, and pawn to g3. Sorry about that. We have bishop to g4, attacking the knight, and knight to e5, going after the bishop, bishop to f5, and queen to b3. So, all been played before, nothing new here, going after the b7 pawn. Alireza replies queen to b6, opts for a queen trade, and Fabi plays c captures on d5. We have queen captures on b3, and a captures on b3. And of course, you are probably thinking, how can this be over in 9 moves? Well, Alireza goes for bishop to e4. Bishop captures on b1 is the preferred move here, but bishop to e4 is the trickier one if you know how to play this. But if you don't know, and obviously Alireza didn't know how to play this, it can get very troublesome. D captures on c6 by Fabi, and now in the game that already covered, Nijat Abbasov versus Sabino Brunello, knight captures on c6 was played, and then f3, let's say knight to d4, rook to e4, and the game continued with Nijat winning a brilliant game. If you guys haven't seen that one, will be the first link in the description below. But here Alireza just went for the rook. He actually played bishop captures on h1. The commentators were going crazy. They were even joking about it, saying, imagine if Alireza captures the rook here, because I guess everyone knows about this trick, but Alireza either didn't or he fell asleep on it during the game. So bishop captures on h1 was played, and you can see that he is spending a lot of time. He's already down to 6 minutes, so he spent 4 minutes reaching this, and he took what? He took 2.5 minutes to decide whether to capture rook or not. So this position is unfamiliar to him, but not to you guys, I imagine. Feel free to pause the video and punish Alireza for his insolence while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations, you have just taken down a 2873 player in a rapid, in a miniature. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is a rook captures on a7. This is what Fabiano played, and he was in this position on move 9 that Alireza Firouzja resigned the game, as there is nothing more to be done here. It's really a wonderful idea, and you might be thinking, okay, probably Alireza was just calculating pawn to c7, and pawn to c7 is no good. Well, yes, because you just moved the knight to c6 and there's no follow-up. But after rook captures on a7, there is no defense here, regardless of what you play. If you just capture the rook straight on, pawn to c7. And you cannot advance the king. The knight covers that square. The pawn covers the d8 square. You cannot defend the c8 square, so either pawn captures knight or just c8 queen, and you will be checkmated. Even c8 rook is checkmate because the knight covers this square. So the game could continue something like e6, but okay, you capture the knight with check. And I mean, it's pretty pointless. King will go to e7, like queen to c7 check. You can capture on f7 next, and you just checkmate the black king. So that's not going to work. Another thing you could try is say, okay, I'm not going to capture the rook. Can I go after the pawn? You could play knight captures on c6. Yes, but then the rook falls, and again, you cannot go to d7. You have to play knight to d8, and now you continue with the fun stuff. Rook captures on d8 with check, king captures, knight captures on f7. With the fork, you pick up the other rook as well. And it almost seems like maybe you can play g6 and win the piece back, because white is up a piece here. Not just a piece, white is actually up a piece and 3 pawns. But okay, if you can win back the piece, it maybe can be done. But white plays f3, and white will also trap the bishop on h1. So even that, let's say bishop to g7, you could play knight captures on g6, you give up the pawn, but then king f2, you go go after g1, and you pick up the bishop. Even if something like a d4 check, something like this, okay, you now prevent king g1 because the f3 pawn will fall, you can simply defend it. Next you go king g1 and you capture the bishop. And lastly, after this, rook captures an a7 move. Okay, you cannot capture with the knight. Can you capture with the bishop perhaps? No, just rook captures on a8. Now the knight is hanging, you have to give up the knight as well to prevent checkmate. Rook captures on b8 with check, king e7. You can even capture here and, I mean, play whatever. Really, you're just up a piece, you're up a full light square bishop and completely winning. So yeah, I mean, beautiful, beautiful stuff here. And what's even more beautiful is Alireza taking 2.5 minutes to decide whether to play rook bishop captures on h1 or not. And I mean, he falls for it. Absolutely incredible. And that's why in this position after a captures on b3, the top move is always bishop captures on b1. But if you don't know, you could get greedy, bishop to e4, and then, well, then the magic happens. And here in this game, Fabiano Caruana was the magician. But like I said, if you like this trick, it's over 100 years old. Do check out first link in the description below. Nijat Abaso versus Sabino Brunello. Also this trick, but with a different variation. It was well, more resilient of a fight, but in the end, the end result was still very, very impressive. So yeah, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. 9 moves in modern chess, taking down 2873 player in 9 moves. Absolutely incredible. It takes a Fabiano Caruana to do that. I would like to thank Kevin O'Grady, Rajashri Chowdhury, James Eugene Cashman, BulletChessThriller.com, and Peter Bilic for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing to check up on your wonderful suggestions, such as this one, and whatever else happens in the chess world. So thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.